Yeah, most likely a more unedited, rough, waffling episode here. So I just want to like briefly touch on the games nowadays suck thing. I mean, it's a thing that I've talked about in an ancient video of mine before, talking about how modern gaming has problems, how a lot of the monetization stuff, I guess, destroys certain game experiences or makes them worse. But yeah, the thing I want to comment on specifically though is the notion that games nowadays are boring, that games are not exciting anymore. Something that a lot of people like right now are talking about. Well, not right now. I mean, they always have been talking about that shit. Like, if I think back to like 5 years back, 4 years back, 6 years back, whatever, people always have been talking about how the gaming industry is getting stale, how old games were just better, stuff like that. And it's interesting that we have this kind of pessimistic view on games as a whole, I guess, when in reality I think that a lot of games actually are doing quite well, or like are really fun. I don't know, like I think there are like multiple problems there that should be addressed. Like for one, how do the players engage with games, and how is the game designed? Like what is the root of the game? And for instance, there are games that are maliciously designed, and I think malicious game design is specifically a design that is made for profit. So basically, when you have things like battle passes that in a very short time expect you to complete all the challenges so you get all the rewards, that I think is exploitative and malicious. Then in general, like grinding the battle passes, I think it's rewards addictive behavior, just like loot boxes did, or like pulling the knives and stuff out of cases did. And I'm not sure. I think those are the types of experiences that aid the negative view on modern gaming. And I've had these experiences before where I talked to someone that was playing Halo Infinite, I think it was, and he kept talking about having to play this game to unlock all the missions or like complete all the missions and get all the rewards from Battle Pass, but he wasn't enjoying it, and he was like grinding dailies or something. And I just asked him like why are you even playing this game? When you're not enjoying it. And he just repeated that he had to get all the rewards, or he had to finish all the dailies. He had to just grind them to get the game done. And that is, for instance, behavior that I very much try to avoid. There's also games like like mobile games are extremely intense with this. Like there was a period where I played a lot of Subway Surfers, like on the side, while I was editing, cutting on videos. There was a period where I was editing Mega Episode 1, and that's when I play a lot of Subway Surfers on the side. And I noticed that I was getting more and more engaged with the game, but not out of good reasons. It was because there were so many timed events, so many things that require a lot of cooldowns and stuff. And then I would watch the ads so that I could reset a cooldown timer, so I could continue playing the game. And I'm not a mobile gamer. I don't play games on my phone normally. I don't normally engage with this type of content. But Subway Surfers did actually like drive me to watch a bunch of ads, to play a game that I didn't really enjoy. It was a time waster game. It's the type of game you play when you're taking a shit. It's like nothing. It's like nothing grand, right? And but through this malicious design, through this exploitative design, the game hooked me, and I sank a lot of time into it. And that is something that's a topic that I also thought of creating videos about, because when it comes to the mobile game industry, malicious design took over. Like there's so many games that force you to keep adapting to the gameplay by changing the color schemes, changing the backgrounds and all the different things, so that you never can like get into a rhythm, into a flow. So you're basically bound to fail and to watch another ad. So the mobile gaming domain is very interesting because it's very exploitative. But when it comes to the desktop gaming thing, I think there, a lot of the times people look past certain experiences, partially because we see like the monolithic kind of AAA industry, them like fucking up, doing like their bad practices, doing whatever. But when a good game comes out, people do praise it, people do like it. But still, we come to the conclusion that games are boring now, and that the industry is just fucked, like inherently. But when I played Baldur's Gate 3, when all my friends played Baldur's Gate 3, everyone loved the game. There were complaints about the game too. It's not a perfect game. It's definitely not a perfect game, but it's a pretty enjoyable, pretty good one. It respects your time. It's is paced relatively well. It's a pretty solid RPG. The RPG I've been playing lately, Wasteland 3, I'm binging that game. That game is amazing, also respects your time, and it's not maliciously designed. It's a very focused game in what it tries to achieve. It's a small world, but you have a lot of reactivity. So from what I've heard, they scaled the game back a bit, like when compared to Wasteland 2. But they managed to cram so much decision-making into it, and permutations, and just what you can do in the game world. Yeah. So that's, for instance, like a game that is great. But then, something like maybe people do play games that they like, just that they find them boring. And I think this is where I can give you a big tip, okay? Maybe try playing games without watching videos. Try playing games on your own. Don't talk to friends while you play the game. Try to engage with the game. Similar to how you listen to a lot of your music. Like if you want to really intently listen to music, or you want to intently watch a show. When you want to watch a film and you really want to get the film and you want to enjoy the film, you want the other people that watch with you to shut the fuck up. You want to watch a film at your own pace. You want to get it. You want to really immerse yourself into it. And I feel like Wasteland 3 is a game where, I kind of saw this side of gaming again, where I'm just by myself. I have really good headphones on, or I play on the speakers. I have a good speaker setup too. And I just immerse myself into the game, and I truly get it, like the stories that are unfolding. And it's a game that requires your attention because there are no mission markers. It's a tactics game. So the gameplay is very much like XCOM-ish. So you have to pay attention to the game, and you have to try to master the mechanics as much as possible so that you survive the encounters. It's not an easy game. So you have to really pay attention to the game, especially if you play on the higher difficulties. But yeah, that's just like a little thing that I wanted to chat about, because I see it all the time, games are bad, games are bad, games are bad. Even though we actually have a lot of counterexamples to count. Maybe more counterexamples than, examples for the bad games, depending on what kind of games you play. And then, for instance, a lot of older games, they were better, or they felt better, because they felt more like an expression of something more personal, artistic, whatever. Like there is something to games before gaming was, an industry, like a massive industry, where, you have a lot of special properties that we didn't really see before or since. The medieval games are cool. The ones with with the one-eyed skeleton, or you have the Tomb Raiders, the Dooms, the Quakes. Like you have a lot of different games that they offer something really special, something really interesting, and then in the modern age, since there are decisions made on monetization, on how do we sell the DLC, how do we do the pre-order bonuses, a lot of these games can feel a bit stale or bland. And I feel like the games that like actively avoided this, it seems like these games had more to offer, and I'm not sure if it's like a placebo or if it's true, but I feel like, for instance, like when I played the System Shock remake, I was pleasantly surprised about the game. When I played Baldur's Gate 3, again, Baldur's Gate 3 is a great game. The pre-order bonus for that game was a different dice set. So it's like, whatever. It didn't compel me to pre-order a game. Wasteland 3, I bought this on a steep sale for like 11 euros or something. And man, I have been no-lifing that game. Wow. Like, I have been playing through that game like crazy. So, I don't think gaming is dead or like boring nowadays. I just think that there are games that are maliciously designed, and a lot of the times also the player behavior itself can contribute to a game feeling stale or not fun, because you're not engaging. You're watching videos on the side. Maybe you're watching this video on the side while you're playing a game. And the question is why? Like, why are you playing the game? Are you playing the game to understand it, to get it, to like really have fun with it? Or are you playing it to kill time? Because I think when you play to kill time, maybe you should, like, I don't know, meditate a bit and then get back to what you actually wanted to do. Or, if you want to spend time anyways on a game, close a browser, close Discord, just play the game by yourself. Or if it's a multiplayer game, I mean, hang out with your friends, but like, intently play the game, play the game, understand the game, get the game. Don't just play passively, because why would you?